Nosferatu is now playing in theaters, and as a point of reference, this is one that I've been very excited for since the day that it was announced. It was always going to be an ambitious project, considering the last time we saw Count Orlok in a theatrically released film was over a century ago in 1922, but Robert Eggers was the perfect person to do it. So to no one's surprise, this is really good. Now maybe my expectations were insanely high, but as much as I love this, it's far from the best film of the year in my opinion. I thought Nicholas Hoult was really good, as he is in every film that he's ever been in, but his character Thomas Hutter felt insanely dull and underdeveloped. I wouldn't really consider him to be the protagonist like he was in the 1922 film, as did her entire chunks of this film where the character is just completely missing. But he didn't have much of a personality or anything interesting going for him at that. Now, I gotta get real for a second. Movie theaters need to have subtitle screenings because Old English meshed in with Nosferatu's Dracula-esque accent can really get difficult to understand at times. I'm not gonna hold that against the film, but I figured I'd mention it because I had to just, it was insane. I could not understand a lot of things that Nosferatu said in the film. Lily Rose Depp deserves a lead actress nomination at next year's Academy Awards because she is absolutely insane in this film. Anything I say just does not do this performance justice. A raw, vulnerable, and emotionally draining performance in the best way possible. Without her, I'm not so sure this film would work as well as it does. The supporting cast in general is also just fantastic, including Aaron Taylor-Johnson, who really went from Craven the Hunter to this, and Emma Corrin, who's also phenomenal. I'm just now realizing that both of the actors' previous performances were in Marvel or Marvel adjacent films. But anyways, everyone in this movie is fantastic. Willem Dafoe is always a treat to see on the big screen, and that applies here as well. I loved his performance. I loved his character. Outside of Lily, the best performance in this film has to go to Bill Skarsgård, who just transforms into Count Orlok. I could not see a single hint of that man in Nosferatu. Pennywise. He played Pennywise very brilliantly, but I could tell that was Bill Skarsgård. Not for Nosferatu. I could not tell that was Bill Skarsgård. It's the power of cinema. I'm not the biggest fan of the character design. This is minor spoilers. Skip ahead a few seconds if you don't want very minor spoilers. But Nosferatu has a mustache in this movie, and it looks so off-putting in just a bad way. He looks so weird. And there are a few shots where it was so uncanny that I genuinely wanted to laugh. But everything to do with Nosferatu and his possessions is some of the best this movie has to offer. Now, this is going to sound really strange and out of pocket, but the sound he makes when he feeds on his prey is some of the best sound design I've seen all year. Disgusting, haunting, and suffocating. It's creepy as hell. It's absolutely insane. The cinematography and visuals are something I desperately need to touch on because, my God, does this thing look majestic. I really do want to see this in IMAX just to fully appreciate the cinematographer's brilliant work on this movie, who also worked on The Lighthouse, which also looks insane. So many shots in this film that I just wanted to put up on my wall because of how beautiful they looked. It's not the scariest film of the year. I wasn't really expecting that because the people that were saying it's the scariest movie of the year also said the same thing about Longlegs. So that can they really be trusted? Longlegs is fantastic though. I love Longlegs, but not the scariest movie of the year. The ending was incredible. The final shot is the most haunting, brilliant. It's so good, man. It's so good. The entire last 20 to 30 minutes, I think I would consider perfect 10 out of 10 level stuff. So I'm happy the film ended on a high note. Nosferatu is fantastic and one of the best horror films of the year, if not the best horror film of the year.